Welcome back to Battle of the Brains, presented by Virginia 529 College Savings Plan.
Here are the scores following the first toss-up round here on Battle of the Brains. St. Christopher's School with 40 points, Granby High School with 30 points. We'll get back to our match just ahead, but first we want to introduce you to today's players. First, let's meet our team from St. Christopher's School. The Saints are coached by Alina Shahutsky. First up, Mason Carter. Mason is a senior. His favorite subject is history. Mason's an Eagle Scout, and he plays varsity golf. Next up, the team captain, Kevin Alejandro, who is a senior. He's also an Eagle Scout. He enjoys snowboarding and tells us his favorite subjects are science and math. Next up is Macon Mooring, who is a junior. He's a member of the cross-country team at St. Chris. He enjoys learning languages and likes to watch sports in his free time. And wrapping up our team from St. Christopher's School in Richmond is Jack Mitchell, who's a senior. He's a musician. He plays guitar with the school's jazz band. He enjoys playing golf and basketball, and along with fishing and sailing. That's our team from St. Christopher's School joining us here today. Now let's meet our team from Granby High School. Their mascot is the Comets. Their coach is Rob Lemire. First up is Mark Greco, who is a sophomore. He enjoys cooking, likes to play video games, and would like to have a job in some way related to history. Our team captain is Matthew Larkin, who is a senior. Matthew is an Eagle Scout. He plays volleyball and tennis. He's a member of the International Baccalaureate Diploma program at Granby, and his hobbies include riding his bike, reading, eating, and hiking. Next up is Nathan McCarty, who is a junior. This is his third year on the Scholastic Bowl team. He enjoys the beach and wants to continue education in post-secondary school. And wrapping up our team is Navali Baxendale, who is a senior. She's in the International Baccalaureate Diploma program, plays soccer, and would like to study anthropology and art history and maybe go into museum education. That's our team from Granby High School. Now, for our category round, each team will select one 10-question category from today's choices. If the team gets all of its questions correct in the allotted time, they'll receive a 20-point bonus. Teams, take a look. Here are today's categories from which you may choose. First is you have the CON, C-O-N, state nicknames, and political writings. And we do note that in this round, only the team captains can officially answer, though they may confer with their teammates to try to come up with the correct answers. And per game rules, the team with the current high score gets first choice of category. That is our team from St. Christopher's. So Kevin, if you could please open your microphone for us, quickly talk it over with your teammates. Let me know what category you would like to play.
We're going to play You Have the C-O-N.
All right, identify these people, places, and things, all of which begin with the letters C-O-N. The first is capital of New Hampshire.
Concord. The answer is Concord.
Correct. Scottish actor who first played James Bond in the movies.
Sean Connery.
Correct. Former name of Istanbul.
The answer is Constantinople.
Correct. Chief magistrates in the Roman Republic.
The answer is Consul.
Correct. Opponents of the Sandinistas in Nicaragua.
Pass.
Those would be Contras. Author of the book Heart of Darkness.
The answer is Conrad.
Correct. Joseph Conrad. Eye infection, commonly called pink eye.
The answer is conjunctivitis.
Correct. Ancient Chinese philosopher.
The answer is Confucius.
Correct. Musical composition for solo instruments and orchestra.
The answer is concerto.
Correct. And finally, the supersonic commercial airplane.
The what? The answer is the Concordia.
That is incorrect. It was the Concorde. All right. Our next category will go to Granby High School. Matthew, if you could please open your microphone for me, quickly talk it over with your teammates, either state nicknames or political writings.
So I think we should go with political writings. All right. We're going to go with political writings.
All right. Which political figure wrote or is credited with writing the following? The first is Wealth of Nations.
Adam Smith.
Correct. The Rights of Man.
Rousseau.
Thomas Paine. Profiles on Courage.
John F. Kennedy.
Correct. Federalist number 10.
Madison. Right. Madison. James
Correct.
Madison.
James Madison. It Takes a Village.
George Washington.
That would be Hillary Clinton. Notes on the state of Virginia.
Monroe, Jefferson. I think Jefferson. Jefferson, Thomas Jefferson.
Correct. The Rough Riders.
Teddy Roosevelt, probably, right? Teddy Roosevelt.
Correct. The Prince.
Machiavelli.
Correct. The Republic.
Plato.
Correct. And finally, The Art of the Deal.
Donald Trump. Donald Trump.
That is correct. Good job on that category by our team from Granby. And up next, another toss-up round when we come back here on Battle of the Brains.
Welcome back to Battle of the Brains, presented by Virginia 529 College Savings Plan.
Here are the scores following the category round here on Battle of the Brains. St. Christopher's School with 80 points, Granby High School with 70 points. And now back to Battle of the Brains and another toss-up round. Again, questions this season being directed to each team. We're alternating between them. There are no point deductions for an incorrect answer. Our first question this round goes to Granby High School. Its southern boundary is an imaginary line between Dumbarton, Stonehaven, and the Hebrides. Islands are usually included. Name this region of northern Scotland whose name suggests raised elevation. Matthew.
The Highlands.
That is correct. St. Christopher's. At the 1924 and 1928 Olympics, future movie Tarzan, Johnny Weissmuller, won gold medals in what sport that also later made Michael Phelps famous? Kevin.
Swimming.
That is correct. Granby. Although the name properly applies only to the main bell, it is commonly used to refer to the entire tower structure. Name this London landmark famed for its accurate time and booming chime. Mark.
Big Ben.
Big Ben is correct. St. Christopher's, you may need your pencil and paper for this one. In simplest radical form, what is the sum of the square of 63 and the square root of 28? The answer we were looking for is 5 times the square root of 7. All right, Granby, you may need your pencil and paper for this one. 2 parallel lines are crossed by a transversal. If the largest interior angle measures 115 degrees, what is the measure of the smallest exterior angle? Navali.
75 degrees.
It's actually 65 degrees. St. Christopher's, the Santiago Court of Appeals ruled that what general and former Chilean dictator should be stripped of his immunity from prosecution and tried for a 1974 car bombing that killed an exiled general and his wife? Mason.
Pinochet.
Augusto Pinochet is correct. Granby, the British Parliament is made up of the House of Commons and what other less powerful house? Matthew.
The House of Lords.
That is correct. St. Christopher's, this is a spelling question. The word can mean sentimental or excessively sweet. Spell saccharin. Kevin.
SACCHARINE.
That is correct. All right, Granby, please watch the screen and listen closely. Here is your Virginia-based video question from a member of the Battle of the Brains Brainy Bunch.
What is the colloquial name for a male blue crab?
They are called jimmies. St. Christopher's, preceded by the words, I know not what course others may take, but as for me, what was this rallying cry uttered by Patrick Henry on the eve of the American Revolution? Jack.
Give me liberty or give me death.
That is correct. Granby, James Polk was the only U.S. president to previously hold this post. Second in line of presidential succession, what is this government position currently held by Nancy Pelosi? Matthew.
Speaker of the House of Representatives.
That is correct. St. Christopher's, after the death of his father, King David, he became king of Israel. Who is this king who built the Temple of Jerusalem? Jack. Repeat for me, please.
Isaac.
That was Solomon. And that buzzer means one more toss-up round ahead, and we'll have today's winner here on Battle of the Brains. Stay right here.